everyone, my name's Wanda Young. I'm the Chief Marketing and Experience Officer for Ford Pro. I'm so excited to be here today talking with Ray Eyles, our Chief Transit Engineer for North America.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about the Transit Trail, all new for 2023. This has been a real project, a baby for you, I would say. You've been working on this for many years, and you have a lot of experience working on transit for Ford Motor Company overall. And a little bit of a secret, we're going to talk a little bit about your love for camping as well.
Yes.
That gives you a unique experience, right, Ray, as you think about how you bring all of that love for this business to bear in this project. So share a little bit with the people who are watching this. How many years have you actually been working on the Transit Trail?
So I'm just as excited to be here as you are as well. So Transit Trail, we've been working on this maybe 2 or 3 years. Transit as a vehicle line for North America, I think I've been probably working on that for maybe 8 or 9 years. Prior to that, 4 years I did on the European Transit as well. So yeah, I've got a good long experience. And you're right to link into the camping side of it. I've had travel trailers or motorhomes in 2 continents over about 20x years. And yeah, I'm quite into the whole business. And it's a little bit of a passion project to making sure Transit Trail is really right for our customers to support that kind of lifestyle around Transit Trail.
I'm going to ask you some more camping questions in just a minute. Okay. But I want to ask you, you mentioned that you did work in Europe and the fact that we have the transit van over in Europe. An incredible history there. And now we have, obviously, we've created the e-transit custom now. And so we've gone electric with it. And so our customers are taking that. So we've got this really incredible transit platform, if you think about it that way. It's a hard-working commercial van for our commercial customers. And now we've taken this transit platform and we're making it into this transit trail, which is right for people who want to be able to live their life out on the road because they can work and live like out here. So why is that important that we took the transit and were able to add these new features? What are the things that we added to make it work to be able to do that for people?
Yeah, I think the fundamentals are very, very good there. At the end of the day, the transit is a vehicle to be used. It's not a piece of art that sits there doing nothing. It's a work truck and it gets used. And the same thing when you're living in it. It's a live truck, a life truck. You need to live in it, and that's why transit is so good for that. All of the things that are great for a commercial customer in terms of the payload capability, the ease of driving, the ease of getting in and out and working around the vehicle, the huge amount of space inside the vehicle to be able to upfit it, all of those same things that are great about the transit for a work truck are also great for a life truck. So when we've taken to Transit Trail, what we've done here is look and say, we saw this addressable segment with regards to customers into these Class B motorhomes, and by Class B I mean a motorhome that's converted on a van body. And we saw that growing and emerging. So we had an initial package which was just like an adventure option package. It was a package of options that we already offered. We just bundled them together and sold them as an adventure package. And then we surveyed customers to say, well, how are they reacting to that? What did they feel about it? And we took all of their feedback from it and said, well, actually, we need to go further than this. There is a real opportunity here to do a product based on a transit, but with modifications which much more take it towards where these customers want in terms of their lifestyle. And it's partly rational, partly emotional. It's a brand we're trying to create here with Transit Trail. It's a lifestyle brand. The Transit Trail as a product is not the destination. It's about the journey to get to where you want to go. So there's a bunch of things we've done to actually make it into the Transit Trail that's targeted very much at these lifestyle customers.
We were both just over in Hanover, Germany, over at the commercial show there, and we got to see so many of the European upfits that were out there they are big into van life in Europe. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why, getting to see how customized that they do it. And they come already pre-made, prefabricated that way. And so the opportunity for us to be able to take this transit platform and then just create the right out-of-the-box upfit for our customers so that they can kind of get that basic stuff done. So the kinds of things that you've done. So talk about lift kit. Like what, especially on the transit van, what's important about the way lift kit was created? What did you have to do in order for that to be able to just come standard?
Yeah, and it's interesting to draw the comparison to Europe because the two markets are alike but different. You know, the customers in North America are looking for something slightly different to the customers in Europe, and we have to tune the product and optimize it for each of those regional customers. So for Transit Trail in North America and the lift kit was a critical part of what customers wanted. They wanted more ground clearance, they wanted more approach and departure angle as part of the vehicle, because they want to get to places where they can take their toys, which are a bit further off-road perhaps than maybe people in Europe are going. So with the lift kit itself, what we're doing is two things that enable the body to lift. One is we've got larger tyres, and the larger tyres give you 1¼ inches of lift just for the whole vehicle anyway because of larger tyres. Then we added a 2¼ inch lift kit between the body and the powertrain and chassis. So your total body lift is about 3½ inches, which is just great. It's exactly what the customers wanted. Some of the challenges with that have been we have to retune all the vehicle dynamics because we've now moved the centre of gravity, we've got different tyres, they're in different places, different suspension settings. We have to redo all of the safety system development to make sure that in the event of any kind of crash pulse that's coming in on the vehicle, we can ensure the airbags deploy to maintain the same kind of standards for occupant safety that we're well known for. And also we have to make sure that the vehicle meets all of our durability requirements. So even though by lifting the body relative to the tyres and moving the tyres outboard, we've changed the way that the loads from every impact on the road go into the body and into the suspension system, we still had to make sure we then went through, revalidated through durability and addressed any kind of issues that we were coming up with. Because we're the OEM and the customer expects from us OEM standards of durability, safety and quality, all covered by the Ford factory warranty. With the aftermarket, they can get away with some things that we would not want to get away with.
And we took that out and we tested it. Where did you go test it?
So for all of our durability, we're testing at Michigan Proving Ground. So we run over all of the tracks there. Honestly, it has to be seen and experienced to be believed. All of our trucks go through it. The road surfaces are so aggressive and so tough on the drivers. We have robot drivers out on the Proving Ground. So we run through the full vehicle durability out on the Proving Ground for Michigan. For safety testing, we're running all of the crash testing in our normal safety facilities in Dearborn. And then in terms of the on-road drive evaluations, we've done a lot of work in Europe on our proving grounds in Europe with the team there, and also with the same team on our proving grounds here in Michigan, where we've done off-road drives on our off-road trails. And then we've also then gone a bit further. We've gone out to Cadillac to the west of the state, and we've done some off-road evaluation drives through the trails out around the Cadillac area.
Here's what's interesting about when we talk about the lift kit. It seems like such a minor deal, but everything that you've just described really is a big deal, because if we weren't bringing this to our customers on Transit Trail, then they would have to go and actually send it out and take a van and be able to actually go through a tremendous amount of work and cost and time and effort in order to be able to take this to their own upfitter to be able to get that done, right? In order to be able to actually get the ground clearance you need to be able to take it out into like the woods and off-road.
Yep. And you're absolutely right. To be able to do that, there are aftermarket companies that will offer each of those bits and pieces. They won't engineer it to the same standard as Ford will, because we're covering it with our warranty. They won't sign it off to our standards. And it won't be integrated together as an overall total package. So yeah, the customer then has to act as kind of a project manager, managing maybe 20 different upfitters in the aftermarket to do various elements of their particular build before they get to the point where they can do their own interior upfit and allow their kind of creativity to run wild. So we're doing that for them. We're doing the things that makes it easy for them. We will project manage it. We will do it. We'll do it as an integrated package, and the vehicle not only will have all of the functional capability, but it'll also look great because it looks fully integrated, and our designers have done the proper exterior appearance integration job on it. So it's a far better proposition for these customers to come to us and buy the product from us as an OEM than to go and try and project manage all of that stuff themselves. They should save their energy for the creative interior.
Which is what they really want to spend their time on.
Yes.
Not to mention that's where they want to spend their cost.
Yeah.
Because if you actually look at the research, and we've talked to some of the people who we've been doing this project with, they spend a tremendous amount of money doing their extra upfitting. So all of the work they do, they want to spend it on design, but if they actually have to do these modifications in order to make the vehicle safe, they can spend hundreds $100,000 or even more once they get into all of the changes that they need to make just to make it safe for off-roading, just to do all of these things. So it's a really what you've done in terms of these design features between the tires, between the upfitting. What other else? If you think about the way, when you think about the new 2023 Transit Trail, what would be something that you might say is one of your favorite things about this new design?
I think just going back to one statement you said there about the safety side of it, there are things that we do on our safety systems in terms of the way airbags deploy in response to a crash pulse. We recalibrate and retune all of those systems in line with what we've done on the Transit Trail modifications. No upfitter has the capability to do that. So there is no way they can do it. It's not kind of discretionary. The only people that can do that is us. Coming back to some of the things that I'm most proud of, this is going to sound, this will sound kind of slightly strange, but the slider style side steps that we've got on there, we put a lot of time and effort into those because when you think about how you're going to use the vehicle, you've got to cover all seasons and all locations in the year. So at one time of the year, you're going to be getting on and off those side steps with ski boots. Or with muddy boots, or there's going to be snow, all sorts of stuff. So you've basically got to make sure the top surface has enough roughness that you've got traction for ski boots or hiking boots, that you've got big holes to drain mud and melting snow through. But at the other end of the year, you're going to be camping on the beach and you're going to be getting in barefoot. So you don't want this kind of industrial sort of diamond plate
sand
thing.
Needs to pour through there.
Yeah, you don't want this industrial diamond plate type surface where you get on with bare feet and it's all sharp and that kind of thing, which normally for a work boot and a work truck, you would have everything pointing up and you would have good contact for your boots, but there's no way you'd go on there
to
barefoot.
clear those off, right.
So when you're at the beach, you want it. So we kind of had to optimize and get the holes going through. We've kind of beveled the edges of the holes in so they go down, so they're nice and friendly to a barefoot surface. And the top surface, the roughness of it, has enough traction for boots, for wet boots, but it's also sufficiently friendly to your barefoot that it doesn't feel uncomfortable. So it's kind of, that's for me is one of the most, it sounds really nerdy, but that's one of the most interesting things is about the compromises and getting those side steps right so that they cover all of the potential customer usages when you're out on the trail.
The reason I appreciate the story on that is because of the fact that you are somebody who has done a lot of camping over the years, as you said, both in Europe and in the US. So what are, you've gone out and done this with your own motorhomes, you've gone out and done a lot of camping, so you bring to this your own experience about how would I feel. You know, you, Ray Eyles, as the engineer, you're thinking through these types of details as you're trying to go through the design. And so those are the kind of, I think, the personal touches that you put into this, right?
Yeah, exactly like that. I've camped since 1999. We've had travel trailers in Europe. Our kids have all grown up camping. If they watch this, they're probably going like, Dad, don't say that. But now when they look back as they're adults and they had this tremendous, enjoyable childhood, and lifestyle that you can get with being out camping and being out in the woods, where the kids will be climbing trees, they'll be making dams, they'll be clearing raspberry patches of fruit. You know, these are the things of their childhood that they now really value and appreciate. And we've done that, and when we got to the end of the kids' childhood, we then moved on to having a motorhome, and it was just myself and my wife going away. And we've travelled all over Europe, in France, Germany, Spain, Italy, the UK. Now we're here based in North America. We've been here 7 years or so. We have a travel trailer and we travel here. So 4 weeks ago, I was up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And it's our lifestyle. It's how we like to pursue our leisure time. And so many things we've learned, like we said about those side steps, about making sure that's balanced for how people are actually going to use it. One of the other things I've really valued is power supply. And we've talked about that as well. We have so much capability for power supply to support a customer's needs on a Transit, where we've got dual 12-volt batteries. On the side of the driver's seat pedestal, there's two customer connection points. One is 60 amp, one is 180 amp. You can combine them together. You've got 240 amps.
You're plugging in laptops, you're plugging in power.
Yeah, and those are for wiring in your own electrical consumers in the rear. But on the passenger seat pedestal, we have a 400-watt AC inverter under there with a regular domestic outlet underneath the pedestal. So you can sit there in the swivel seat, you can rotate it around, have your little table there, your laptop, and you're plugged into your power supply right underneath you on the seat pedestal. And it's all of these things about 10 years ago, we didn't really think about power supply so much, but now it's very much there. You've got to have that power supply to charge all of your mobile devices. And where we see these emerging segments is this kind of whole Work from home, WFH, is now WFV. It's work from van. You really need to be able, when you're out on the road, have a truly mobile, work from anywhere mobile office, which is what Transit Trail is going to give those customers. They can upfit the interior and customize it how they want to, but we've given them the basics for them to be able to just concentrate on that bit and get out there enjoying life, get out there working from the road, doing whatever they want to do.
Well, I think that what we've seen, as you and I have been talking to our customers, we see tremendous excitement. And we've given a few teasers out on social media about what was coming. And I think customers have said, thank you, it is about time. So I hope that you're very proud of all the work that you and your team have done. I know that we're all very excited to see the Transit Trail make its way out into the wild. And so very excited to have had this chat with you, Ray. Fantastic work. Thank you to everything that you and your team have done. And so really happy that we were able to have this chat today with Ray Eyles, our Chief Transit Engineer for North America. Thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you. We're very excited too.